Hey guys, Cube-Shaped here, and welcome to a channel update. There's a few things I have to go over and talk about in this video that are important for this channel. First of all, if you haven't already, go enter into my 300 subscriber giveaway. The link will be in the description. I'm giving away a $10 gift card to the Cubicle, so make sure to go enter that. It ends on August 15th, so make sure to go enter if you haven't already. Also, if you didn't already know, I have an Instagram. I post live results from competitions when a new video is coming out, and sneak peeks and behind the scenes and all that good stuff. So if you want to go follow that, it's at CubeShaped1. It's on the screen, and the link will also be in the description. Another really important thing, I'm making a second channel. I'm going to be posting solves and stuff that I don't feel like they're main channel worthy, but I still want to share them with you guys. So again, link will be in the description, and the channel name is Owen Wittes, which is just my name. If you want to see my results and averages from competitions, you can go check that out. The main reason I'm making this video is because I want to recap Petoskey Cubing 2017. This had to have been by far my best competition as far as competing wise. So I'm just going to start by going with 6x6. I'm going to start with 6x6. I really didn't do well in 6x6. I was the first event and I was kind of nervous. So I messed up really badly and got like a 4-minute mean, which is horrible. And actually later in the day, someone stole my Wuhua 6x6. So I can't practice, like, really. But I have an Aoshi, but that's terrible. So I can't really practice 6x6, so that's not good. I believe the next event right after 6x6 was round 1 for 3x3. My first solve, I got like a 15, which I was really upset about. But then my last 4 solves were all really consistently low, 11 and like 110. So it was a 11.15 average, which was my PB at the time. So I was pretty happy with that, and I was happy I didn't mess up any of my other solves. So I would have had like a counting 13 or something, so it was really nice that I didn't mess up those solves. I think the next event after that was Pyraminx. Pyraminx, I didn't do well in round 1. I got an 8 average. Messed up every single solve, and the scrambles were not great. So it's pretty bad. Also, since there was a low competitor limit, they added 2x2. So I got to do 2x2, which I hadn't practiced at all for because I didn't think they were going to have it. But so in round 1, I got like a 4 average and a 2.2 single, which was really nice. I was able to recognize the CLO really quickly, which is awesome, and it was pretty cool. I'm not really going into any specific order at this point, so the next event was 4x4, I guess. I got another sub 50 fail, so that was pretty disappointing, but I did get a PB single in this round of 44.03. Pretty mad that it wasn't sub 44, I guess, but I was going for sub 40 single, which I didn't get. And then I think next was 3x3 round 2. I didn't do great. I got like 11.4 average and a 9.9 single, so it wasn't like the best average in the ever, and yeah, it could have been better. I messed up a few of my solves, but then I did 5x5. Okay, I have a story here. So my first 2 solves were like 150s, which are not good for me. Like I averaged like a minute 45, and I was like right after my second solve, my dad's like, okay, the camera's about to run out on the SD card. The SD card's almost out. So I guess you can say my SD card ran out. So I'm like, there's another one. There's another SD card in the car. So I'm like, okay, there's another SD card in the car. You can go get it, and you don't have to film the rest of this average. So he goes and gets the SD card, and I do my third solve. And I got a 115 overall PV single. I'm so mad I didn't film it. It was so... Okay, like, I was doing the solve and my centers were like 15 seconds, like 15-20 seconds, I would say. And then my edging was probably like 30 seconds. 30-40 seconds, and then I like had I was on 3x3 stage. I'm like, this solve is amazing. This solve is amazing. And I'm at PLO and I look down and it's like 108. And I'm like, I instantly just started shaking like crazy. So it took me 7 seconds to do a G-perm. But I was still really excited nonetheless. I beat my overall PB single by 17 seconds. So I was freaking out. And it placed me 94th in the US for 5x5 single. So it was really, really crazy. And I don't even know how I did it. It was insane. Then the next event was square one. I failed round one. I got like a 26 average, which is terrible. But I was enough to make it to finals. They took top 4 for finals. So that was pretty exciting because there would be one person that didn't podium. So it was kind of nerve-wracking, but also exciting. I think the next event after that was 4x4 finals. I got a sub 50 average, finally, and like a 40 for a single, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I did Pyraminx finals. I got a 4.4 single, which is pretty cool. I was happy about that. And a 697 average, which was nice. I'm glad I got sub 7, but I could have easily podiumed. But I messed up my last solve, so that was frustrating. Then I did 2x2 finals. I got a 3.3 average, and I sub 3 failed because on the last solve, there was a 1-move layer that I don't know how I didn't see it, but I did the 2-move layer. There was a 2-move layer that gave me the really easy LCLL, and I thought it was the opposite of that case. So I did the wrong CLL on this really easy solve that could have probably been sub 2. And I didn't do that. And I didn't get a sub 3 average. So that was frustrating. But the scrambles were really nice in that average. So I was pretty frustrated. But I podiumed though, which is awesome. I got a 3rd place with a 3.3 average, which is really cool. And then I did square one finals. I did really well in finals. I got 2 sub 20 singles, a 15 and a 16. I was really happy that I got a counting 16 on my average, and it gave me a 21.28 average, which was pretty much my goal. I wanted to get around what I averaged, because I averaged like 21 seconds, so I was really happy to get a 21 second average. So that average also got me 3rd place, and I was really happy that I was able to podium in square one, because that was like my main goal for this competition. And then I did 3x3 finals. I did really well in finals as well. My first few solves were not great. I got an 11. I think my first 2 were like 11s, like mid 11s, so that was not great. I'm like, oh, we're already at counting 11, crap. And then I got a 9.1, which was my PB single. And then I got a 12, which got me 2 counting 11s. And then I got an 8. I got an 8.58. It was really, really awesome. I made my 9.1 counting, which was pretty crazy. That was my first counting sub 10. And it was my counting former PB single. But basically the 8.5, it was an 8.58. It had a really nice X cross, and then I had a 7-move OLL into a G perm, but I finished F to L at like 4.7. It was really, really nice. So my 3x3 finals average was a 1085. So that was awesome, and I was really happy to get sub 11. So that basically covers all of my results from Petoskey. I did really amazing, and I'm really happy with almost all of my results. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. My Petoskey cinematic video will be coming out in probably a week or so, maybe a little less than a week. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.